Y'all tell me why I almost let my imagination convince me that this situation was worse than what it actually was. But after making a couple of phone calls, I finally got some answers. And I learned a lesson that I think every adult needs to hear. Hey loves, hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Chrissy Love, and on this channel we talk all things faith, entrepreneurship, and everyday lifestyle. If you've been following my credit repair journey, then you already know that I've been sharing everything with you guys. And I mean everything. The good, the bad, and everything in between. I made a promise to myself that I just wasn't going to share all of my victories. I also want to share the moments that aren't so glamorous, because I know that there's somebody that's out there that's walking through something similar. So today, I wanted to give you one final update on my lawsuit because I finally got some answers. For those of you who may be new here, I've been documenting my journey of rebuilding my finances, repairing my credit, and paying off debt. One of those things that came along with that journey was being sued over one of my debts, and after seeing that emotional default judgment had been filed against me, I honestly wasn't sure about what was going to be happening next. So the first thing that I did was call the courthouse. I thought that they would be a little bit more able to tell me exactly where everything stood, but they couldn't give me as much information that I like to over the phone. Instead, they directed me to the Arkansas court website to look up my case. And you already know that I did. But when I searched for it, I noticed that the case had been marked case closed. Now, if you've ever dealt with the court system, you know that that doesn't necessarily answer all of your questions. So instead of creating 100 different scenarios in my head, I decided to make another phone call. This time, I called the attorney's office that represented the collection company, and I spoke with someone in collections. And honestly, y'all, the conversation went a whole lot better than what I had expected. The lady explained that they may not be able to stop the garnishment proceedings if it had already begun, but she wanted to help me to come up with a solution. So we went over my finances together and talked about what I could realistically afford each month. After talking everything through, we came up with a payment arrangement that actually fits my budget. Now, was I able to negotiate some tiny settlement and pay pennies on the dollar? No. But honestly, I'm okay with that because my goal wasn't to find some magical loophole. My goal was to take responsibility, to communicate, and to come up with a plan that keeps me moving forward. And that's exactly what we did. And you know what this entire experience has taught me? To open up your mail. Seriously. I know that I'm not the only one that has looked at an envelope and thought, I'll deal with that tomorrow. And then tomorrow turns into next week. And then next week turns into next month. And before you know it, that envelope, you guys, has become a part of the furniture, just sitting there. Now, listen, if your mailbox has been looking at you and you've been looking back at your mailbox, this is your sign. Y'all go check it because ignoring something doesn't make it go away. It usually just makes it feel bigger than what it actually is. And one thing that I realized was that making the phone call wasn't nearly as serious as I had imagined because the person that I had spoke to was kind. She listened and she worked with me. Sometimes the hardest part isn't about fixing the problem, it's simply taking the first step. So if you've been avoiding a bill, a notice, or even just opening up your mail, let this be your reminder to face it. So go gather your information. Ask questions if you need to. Advocate for yourself because information gives you options. And once you know where you stand, you can make a plan. And if you've been following my channel for any amount of time, then you already know. We love a good plan over here. Whether it's planning our businesses, planning our budgets, or planning how we're going to pay off debt, a plan will always beat panic. And one thing that I hope that you've noticed throughout this journey is that I haven't tried to pretend like I have everything figured out. You've watched me complete my second 5K. You've watched me rebuild my credit. You've watched me budget my paychecks. You've watched me dream about starting new businesses. And now you've watched me navigate a lawsuit. And that's real life. Life isn't just about the exciting moments. Sometimes it's about making uncomfortable phone calls. Sometimes it's about opening mail that you've been avoiding. Sometimes it's asking yourself, okay, what's my next step? And I truly believe that that's where growth happens, not when life is perfect, but when we choose to keep moving forward anyway. So this will probably be my last dedicated update about this lawsuit. Not because everything is magically fixed, but because now it's simply become another bill that's part of my financial plan. And as I continue sharing my budgeting journey, paying off my debt, improving my credit score, and walking through my Google Sheets paycheck budget with you all, you'll probably just see this payment included alongside everything else. Because that's real life. Sometimes we don't get overnight success stories. Sometimes we make the phone call. We create the plan. We make the payment. And then we keep on going, one step at a time. So if this video encouraged you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're on your own debt-free or credit repair journey, let me know down in the comments because I love to cheer you on. So until next time, loves, take care of yourself, keep putting one foot in front of the other, and I'll see you in the next video.